Hey everyone, it's Lori. Good morning from Three Keys Astrology. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and sharing it with your friends. Your three keys are your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. And if you become a member of my private Facebook group of the same name, Three Keys Astrology, I will teach you and talk to you about your three keys. Give you a mini reading. I gift everyone who joins a free mini reading. Okay. So this is your weekly forecast for December 10th through 16th, really, because my forecast goes Saturday to Saturday. And holy crow, do go see the videos for December if you haven't already. But wow, we really, have you ever seen those cartoons with consciousness, your angelic self and your devilish self? Because we all have them, for sure. You're really gonna have to choose and be maybe whipped around in the winds of change this coming week as you decide whether you're going to be angelic or you're going to let your bad devil self take over your life. And that's the truth. So the biggest thing that we've got a really major fated Friday coming. I think that's the biggest event of the week. And that energy is super challenging on Friday. But believe me, fate will be made. So on the start of the week, the other problematic situation that we have, it's kind of funny, but it won't be funny if you're a troubled family or in troubling circumstances with family, because let me tell you, this month is a lot about your family. The reason being is that the sun is at 18 degrees, and one of my favorite astrologers, beloved, who's in the libraries in heaven right now, still making a huge impact in the hearts of we that are astrologers, is the late, great Nikola Stoyanovich. He had degree theories that were borderline criminal, of his interest in the criminal mind, in conjunction with his love for astrology. And the sun will be at 18 degrees on as we begin this forecast. So that can mean those devilish others. The sun will be coursing from Cancer through Virgo this week. And again, family is emphasized, and your mental capacity to get along with others is what the week is about. Now remember, we're in Advent, we're approaching Christmas, and you've got to keep your sights on holiness if you're going to weather this week. So the reason that Friday is so fateful is because we've got our fated node in Taurus at 12 degrees. And this is going to station direct. And that is affecting Uranus retrograde at 15 degrees. The North Node will be at 16 degrees. This is on the 16th, Friday at 12 degrees. And this is in a trine to Venus and Capricorn. So the fate is about your loving circumstances and your financial circumstances. And it's pretty powerful because this energy eventually is going to bring you to a brand new phase of life. We are not in charge of our fate. We human beings stupidly think that we're that powerful and that we're masters of the universe. And you'll see with every person you meet, every person you speak to, and the people that you're relating to this week, just how masterful of the universe they think they are. So the other cool thing that I didn't mention in last week's forecast is Neptune station direct as well on December the 4th. But he did it at 22 degrees. Now, Nikola Stoyanovich, the late, great former teacher of mine, talked about the 22-degree kill or be killed. And I've warned you that late November and early December, we still have a lot of suicide energy. We still have rampant killing on the planet in the warring countries. So I want you to be mindful of this devil degree and this 22 degree. And while you're like, well, you can say for the majority of my viewers, well, we're not in a war-torn country or country's not warring, but yet there's this underbelly with Mars retrograde in Gemini of the two faces, deception, promised by deliberate deception when Mars is retrograde, and the Mars is retrograde in Gemini, and the warring of words and fighting. So you have to ask yourself, what about me, myself, me and my purpose is devilish? And how am I bringing hell to others? And again, it'll be through communication. And with Neptune at 22 degrees, that's deceptive nature. That's escapism. That's going off to do drugs or to deceive on purpose when we're involved in dark affairs. What about me? What about me? Let's look at our dark sides, because right now the sun is still in Sagittarius, still close to the galactic center, still saying, you can do better than that. You don't have to be seedy, sleazy, lying, or deceiving. That's the truth. So let's talk about Saturday. There's a very sweet change and harmonious energy because the moon goes into Cancer. This is great for all of we that are Cancer rising. This is great for counteracting the Black Moon Lilith energy that's in Cancer, that's trying to destroy mothers and children with the abortion issues. And yet the Supreme Court, the highest court, that white moon on high, is saying that's not the right thing to do. So attend that sweet Cancerian moon. And that's the energy of a mama rocking a baby or nursing a baby. This is holiness for healthy families. And it's in a nice harmony to Uranus and that north node of fate, saying, you know what, we're not that family that's dysfunctional. We're not a broken family. We're not going to live on the edge anymore. We're not going to be unhealthy. And that matters a lot. Your Sunday, I want you to contemplate on the healthiness of your family, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Because the caveat is that at the end of the day, we've got some contention between the sun, Saturn, and also the sun and the moon. So don't let the night turn into a fight. That's your caution for Saturday. Every single day this week, friends, you have to choose. Am I going to be in devilish energy, or am I going to be in harmonious energy that's loving, caring, supporting, nurturing, and healthy? That's Saturday. So Sunday, again, will I be angelic or will I be devil-like today? Because we've got a moon opposing Pluto early in the morning, and that's power struggles in the family, and that's someone bringing some kind of hell to the family. It's contentious, it's pushy, it's ugly, and then we've got the moon in conjunction to Venus, and that's not being loving. And that's again about family and the women in our family and our mothers. You have to make a decision, half and half. But the angelic side of Sunday is that we have the moon in a trine to Neptune. Great again for artists, creators, people that are writers. It's great for watching Christmas stories and movies. It's great for talking to your children about the tradition of your ethnicity and what those cultural values were and how many of them you still carry on today. It's also, we've got the moon in a trine to Jupiter, and that's giving blessings and giving love and making people that are without have. That's what it's about. That's Sunday. That's generosity, that's goodness, that's bringing blessings, that's being philanthropic. On Monday, Monday is about how we resolve. Let me make sure I'm here. Whoops, I jumped over. On the fate that I want to talk to you about. So station direct was Neptune. So now we only have two planets, guys, that are retrograde. That is Uranus and Taurus, shaking up fate, helping you realize about your connections to money and love and how they relate to each other. What is your conflict and how do you resolve that? Because when you feel abundant, when you feel confident, when you feel happy and whole because you're loved, the rest of your life falls into place. So how well do we communicate and connect is the question Mars retrograde in Gemini is asking us. And that is the matter. How well do we communicate and how well do we connect with love, with finances? And that is resolving and dissolving the past because of the Uranian square to Saturn. And in this fate of Uranus and Taurus, it's asking you to welcome your future, to let go and dissolve and resolve that past. If you're in a financial struggle, if you're in a struggle over love or at the end of love, because a lot of us, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, have ended relationships or began brand new ones. And that's the matter overall. So now we only have Mars and Uranus. Be smart about your actions. Be honest about your actions. No two-face, no double talk, no the devil's in the details. It's all about progress and going forward. On Monday, we have an excellent sextile, the Sun to Saturn. And guys, this energy is like a bull charging. It's full speed ahead. It's confident, it's sure, and it's committed to whatever your purpose is, your person is, your project is. I love this energy. The some of the carryover from the weekend, though, is still saying the other nice thing about this day is that the moon, of course, is Leo and is in harmony with Mars retrograde in Gemini. And this is when your action says, I will survive. I will fully choose to live for love and love alone. The heart of the lion is the Leo moon. And Leo only gets in trouble when Leo gets egotistical and doesn't stay heart-centered. So if you think this way through the week and stay in your high vibe of faith, devotion, spiritual love, and making this a very special Christmas for all, and you're going to say no more nonsensical fighting, which is a Mars retrograde trying to bring up your dirty past or to blame you. Now on Tuesday, it starts out a little sluggish and a little lazy. Some people that are melancholy or depressed or grieving lost loves can feel a kind of a hard morning. But as the day goes on, the sun's in a trine to the moon, which gets you off to a wonderful start in all your partnerships. So if you are grieving, if you're hurting, if you're feeling lost, lonely, and abandoned, if you wallow in those emotions, you can ruin your Tuesday. If you choose not to get out of bed and face the day, but instead get out of your hard mind, get out of your hurt, get out of your pain, and go somewhere. Go somewhere and make merry. It's a great day as the day progresses for socializing. It's a great day for Christmas parties at the office. It's a great day to make merry and to play for others. So get together with those friends that you adore, that you maybe don't get to see all year. And it's excellent for sharing the holly jolly joy of the Christmas spirit when we recognize the spirit in others and the reason why we love each other. On Wednesday, keep making merry because the moon is in a trine to Venus, and that is about lighting others up and making them feel bright and joyful. It's also very fantastical because we have a square to Neptune with the sun, and that can be problematic if you don't stay merry, cheerful, and joyful. But what it's great for is a trip to go see Santa Claus, to take your little ones or make their favorite cookies together, to talk about your favorite programs for Christmas when you were a child compared to your little one's favorite. The moon squaring Neptune can be cured by watching Christmas movies and talking about what your mama did for you or your daddy did for you. So I really like that. Talk about what Christmas means. Bring that up at the dinner table. Talk about it at lunchtime. And let your little children be completely enmeshed in decorating the tree or having an old-fashioned Christmas. That's really nice this time of the year with nostalgic Neptune. So do that. On Thursday, there's some great Earth energy coming in. We've got a grand Earth trine between Pluto, Uranus in the North Node, and the Moon in Virgo. This is excellent for finessing all the details of your Christmas. It's excellent for picking the perfect present for the ones you love. And you're going to need to choose your state of mind again, angelic or devilish, because This is solutions promised for sure. It's excellent mental energy. It's great for cleanups. It's great for purging. It's great for throwing out the old. If you got old decorations that need to go get something new. But the contest of this day is that there's high energy for conflict and temper because we've got the moon squaring Mars. It's in conjunction to Saturn, and that's stubbornness, and that's people not letting go of the past. Mercury's also in conjunction to Mars, which wants conflict. And with Mars retrograde in Gemini, the conflict is, the potential is high on Thursday. I want you to walk away. Walk away from it. Get Christmassy. Christmas is coming. Don't be embroiled in these baloney arguments about things we can't change or repeating the same argument. Just don't do it. Now, Friday, if you're at work, and no matter where you are, at work or at home, conflict is really at a peak this day. But I told you, the focal point of the week is this is a very fated day. And you can completely change your fate on that day if you stay devilish. If you embroil yourself in conflict, it could be a day to get fired if you're at the office. If you work with contentious others, they're going to stir the pot, and it's pretty explosive. You've got to be very, very careful. We have our first quarter moon that day for one of the indications of the reason this is a hot day. But it's highly fated. We've got the moon in a square to Jupiter. That's arrogance and the stubbornness of the day before about not changing minds. They want to be stuck in their baloney, let them be. You don't have to. You get to choose how you react, and you get to choose your life. You get to choose where you work. You get to choose where you live. You get to choose with who you live with, who you marry, who you're in love with. The moon is also in an opposition to Neptune, and this is highly deceptive. And so Friday is a tricky, tricky day. We got a major T-square between the sun, the moon, Jupiter, and Neptune, but we have a really high blessing in a moon trine Pluto. And this is when you're gonna step outside of the circumstance, remove yourself physically from energy that's caustic. Remove yourself physically from constant turmoil and conflict. Your health will suffer. You will suffer, and you will never be able to live your full potential if you're in dysfunctional family relationships and if you're in constant conflict. It affects us greatly. But the moon trining Pluto is you refusing to engage in that ugliness, you refusing to fight. And I'm going to leave you with this short, sweet weekly forecast because that is the culmination. Again, in summary, this is that angelic realm, I should say, yes, or that devilish realm. So are you going to be loving and caring and kind, or are you going to fight over things that don't matter, that you can't take with you for your eternal promises that is given in birthright? This week is one or the other. Happy birthday to all you Sagittarians. You're one of my favorite signs. Because the sun's nearing the galactic center, you can choose to be holy or choose to be devilish. And that's it. Take care, everyone. Bye for now. See you for next week's forecast and maybe some juicy astrology.